Good evening, guys, and welcome to more One Hub Racing action here in P2. My name is, of course, Michael Edwards. Going to be taking you through the action, and joining alongside me in the commentary box is the one, is the only. It is Mr. Omicoms. Omi, how are you doing today, fella?
Doing very, very well. Looking forward to getting into the action here at Monza. Cannot wait for it to get underway. We've had an absolutely fantastic season so far. Excited to see what Monza delivers.
Absolutely. And Monza, obviously known as the Temple of Speed, is definitely going to provide a lot of high octane action out there on the circuit. I mean, let's just have a look at the track in question. As you can see right there, 5.7 kilometers, 3.599 miles in length, 11 corners, 4 to the left and 7 to the right. 27 laps awaiting these drivers, and as you can see, a previous winner here in Monza is Scorpion Hun, whose name is now Axlock. So Axlock coming in as a previous winner in this tier at this circuit, obviously the championship leader as well. As we'll have a quick look at the standings in just a moment's time. But yeah, I mean, a lot of confidence coming in tonight for Axlock.
Yeah, a lot of confidence indeed coming into this race for him, which is always lovely for a driver. Definitely can help them in getting a good result in qualifying and the race. So always coming in with a bit of a confidence boost can definitely be useful.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, not the numbers that we are used to tonight in P2. Unfortunately, it looks like we are going to be down plenty of drivers for tonight. It seems like everyone is either on holiday or just got feeling under the weather today. I mean, it all comes at once in Monza, and it's a shame, but it does mean there's a big opportunity for a lot of drivers to get some well placed points here tonight, and does propel them up the order quite considerably if they do get a good result here.
Yes, absolutely, it does indeed. So getting a good result definitely can get them up the order. A lot of positions up to grabs, and of course there'll only be today 4 drivers who won't be scoring the proper points. Of course, everyone who finishes will get 1 point, but to get like a few extra points, it will be a bit more easier for the drivers. But of course, with less drivers in the field, so more opportunities as well. And cannot wait for this one to get underway. I think we're still going to be in for some action, so cannot wait.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, as it currently stands, guys, we have 11 drivers in the lobby. In terms of expectations, I mean, we were expecting 14 drivers in total tonight, but unfortunately, it's just we have 11 right now. We're running a few minutes behind you in the beginning of qualifying, but let's have a look at the championship standings if possible. And there we go, we have the championship standings. Let me go ahead and get that up. Ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be Axlock leading the way in the standings, and there we go, we'll put our full screen. Axlock leading the way in the standings on 105 points. Ahead of a Red Mat in second place on 93 points. 2 second places back to back in Austria, of course, in the sprint and the main race last week. Then we have Luki in P3 on 74 points. 70 points for Cam K-Man in P4. And of course, we've got Ramef on 67 points in P5. Wait to you is one of the drivers who's not here tonight on 65 points in P6. We've got Miami on 62 points in P7. Then we've got Bretta in 8th on 57 points, 52 points for Specialist in 9th, and then Justin rounds out the top 10 on 41 points. Outside the top 10 we have Lawrence in 11th, Jordan in 12th, Donna in 13th, Ali B 14th, Quinn in 15th, Amrul 16th, Kristen in 17th, Funky in 18th, Wace in 19th, and then of course we got Thomas rounding out the final spot in 20th position on -2 points. And what that looks like in terms of the constructors does mean that Haas F1 are leading the way, and they got quite a margin as well. They scored 50 points last time out in totality on me, as they are currently on 163 points. And then we've got Scuderia Ferrari in second place on 139. So a nice healthy gap for the American outfit here.
Yeah, definitely is as well. And unfortunately, we are missing 9 drivers in total, and we're only going to have 11 for this race. So a bit of a disappointment there, but let's hope the 11 drivers we currently have will all deliver us with some fantastic action.
Absolutely, and of course we got Red Bull Racing in third on 130 points, 124 points for the McLaren F1 team, and of course we got 68 points for Mercedes in fifth, 67 points for the Alpines in sixth place, and of course we got seventh place going to the Alfa Romeo F1 team in on 61 points, 60 points for the Scuderia AlphaTauris, and of course we got 32 points for Williams, and last but certainly not least is the Aston Martin's F1 team on 21 points. And of course, with all that being said, I mean, qualifying is just about to get underway momentarily, so we'll be transferring over to the track right now. But we quickly want to go through see the media day stuff and make sure we got and of course in terms of what we have seen in terms of the media day. I mean, looking at the drivers' press conference, obviously we managed to get a few words in from Justin here for the press conference. Obviously, the question was put to him: "Great job on the win last week. You had moments where you wanted to give up through the season. With the win under your belt, how will this help you in terms of your form for the rest of the season?" Justin responds saying, "I really enjoyed the win last week and it was far exceeded my expectations. Some moments I didn't see the need to practice or give all, especially after the race in China. I was at my lowest. It means a lot for the rest of the season. I've gotten confidence back and I am pushing 100% now," which is absolutely fantastic here. And of course it is one of them ones where we will see a lot of action out on track for Justin, because of course once you build that confidence up, it is very important to carry on that momentum, and Justin will be one of those drivers that will carry on that momentum, that is for sure. In terms of the rivalries, I mean, we managed to get a few words in from Quinn and Brenner as well, and the question was put to Quinn. We'll go with Quinn first of all. There's been some words said after last week's race. Have the two of you had time to talk about what happened in the race and clear the air? Quinn responds saying, "No words between us privately. At the end of the day, I'm just going to get my head down and race my own race." And same question was, similar question was put towards Brother. There seemed to be some words said after last week. Have you two? Yeah, it's exactly the same question. As no words. Was just heat of the moment. So obviously those two are exchanging some words back and forth, and not pleasant words, shall we say, as it appears that they aren't exactly going to be seeing eye to eye around this circuit. In terms of qualifying though, I'm looking at it right now and it appears to be a lot of drivers already retired, and I'm wondering, are we gonna restart lobby here?
Yes, so the new lobby's been created. We're getting a lobby restart, unfortunately, due to apparently there's a game bug where you set the weather but the game does not follow the weather, so we've had to do a lobby restart due to that. Now let's hope with this lobby restart it allows the 3 drivers. As we mentioned, we were expecting 14. So we were expecting 14, but we only really got 11. So hopefully those 3 extra drivers who didn't turn up will be now able to, and we can gain something out of this extra long delay that we currently do have right now. But we've already got 9 drivers in, so they're joining very quickly. So hopefully qualifying will be able to get underway very, very shortly.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, we're going to go to our sponsors and our partners here at One Hub Racing. And of course, to our sponsors at Next Level Racing. Massive thank you to them, as of course to Aztec and of course Pure Sim Gear, and to our partners at Vespertwin as well as ERT Elite Racing Team, as well as Sim Grid, where of course we got to see a fantastic standings that we just shown moments ago. I need to press spectator because I'm sure no one wants me racing anymore out there on track. But yeah, I mean, in terms of the way things are shaping out, obviously fewer drivers here tonight. Big opportunity for a lot of these guys to really get some big points, and a race like this, around a circuit like this as well, with it being fewer drivers, normally you'd think that would destroy any hopes of good racing, but honestly, around a circuit like Monza, it's one of those tracks where even if there's fewer drivers on the grid, it does provide still an intriguing race.
Yes, absolutely, it does provide an intriguing race, but personally, it would be very interesting for me to see you race. I've heard that that you used to be good, so who knows? Maybe in the future, you might be able to return back to that level.
Hey,
I've seen you take a few victories, haven't you, as well, previously? Or was it on the F1 2021 game?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like, you are talking to a man right here who has got 2 pole positions here in one hub racing.
Ooh,
Both
wasn't aware of that. Interesting.
Both of them at Singapore.
Lovely, 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 lovely. Okay, so Singapore, tricky circuit, very tight circuit. So okay, that shows the talent then.
I'm not gonna lie. What's it called? I mean, I did bottle the. Well, I wouldn't say I bottled the race win at Singapore, but I did get quite unlucky with the timing of a virtual safety car. So I mean, it happens. But at the end of the day, that is a race, and I did manage to get a P2 finish out of that. So I mean, that's good. I have a podium under my belt as well here in one hub. So I wasn't bad back in the day. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm glad I've retired now because I mean, it can be a little bit hectic, a little bit nerve-wracking, shall we say, in terms of racing and that, getting the practice in. But it's going to be an intriguing one as we get out to the tracks. Of course, these drivers do put the time in, they do put the practice in, and they still have the drive and the passion to race. And I think I lost that over the course of like the past 2 games. So I mean, it's good. It's good. I mean, maybe one day I'll get the itch back. But for now, I'm happy in the comms box.
Yeah, at least you're commentating and still part of one hub. That's lovely to see. But let's try this again then. The drivers have had 15 extra minutes to join, but it seems like they haven't. So we still have the 11 as we'll go into this qualifying session. And if the weather does mess up again, we'll just have to go with it because we are already running very much delayed, and we are now into the qualifying session.
Yep, absolutely. So without further ado, let's head to the action out on track. And of course, we have just got ourselves underway here in qualifying. So no one out on a hot lap just yet, but we'll quickly get the telemetries, lap data, the full track map, and of course the tyre compound that these guys will be starting on. And we're going to see who is going to come out on top here, and who is going to be the master of Monza. Of course, a circuit where it's more tailored to top end speed, but you do need a little bit of downforce, especially in that middle sector as you come through the Della Rocha chicane, and obviously through the first and second Lesmos. You do need a bit of downforce for those 2 corners, and especially your line needs to be spot on through Ascari. You cannot misjudge that, because if you do misjudge it, it can be an absolute pain, because it will just either invalidate you or you'll get caught on one of the curbs and you can DNF very easily there.
Yep, absolutely as well then. So this is going to be really interesting then. Weather is bugged once again, and we're just gonna have to stick with it, unfortunately. There's apologies for all of the waiting you guys have had to do. We finally though have cars making their way on the circuit as well. So this is going to be really interesting, and cannot wait to see how this one goes on.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, the first man out there on the outlap right now is, of course, Red Matt. So we're on board with Red Matt right now, as he is coming through the De La Rocha chicane, and now in towards the Lesmos. I will do a hot lap here with Red Matt when he begins his flying. Now, of course, on the set of the soft compound tires. Interestingly enough, though, Axlock and Lukey put on a set of the wet tires, and it looks like Red Matt's actually just moved out of the way of, I believe, that is the AlphaTauri of Miami just flying through there.
Yep, absolutely as well. So it will be interesting to see how Red Matt gets on this lap. It can be a challenging lap around this circuit. A lot of hard braking zones, and also keeping it inside track limits is always crucial around Monza.
Yeah, and I'm actually going to go on board with Miami, because Miami will be the first car to set a lap time. So I'm going to go on board with Miami for a hot lap here of Monza, and we'll take the timers off, and we'll begin this lap with Miami now. Heading down the start finish straight, DRS wide open, full throttle all the way down to the Retificio chicane. Braking just before the 100-meter board down in towards second gear there for Miami. All about traction coming out of the Retificio, as you do not want to light up the rears now. Good traction there for Miami as he comes in towards the Curva Grande corner, where of course we've seen a lot of side-by-side action as cars will jockey for position into the De La Rocha chicane. Braking now at around the 100-meter board for the De La Rocha chicane, third gear, and short shifting there up in the fourth as we went a little bit deep in the De La Rocha chicane there, but Miami keeping it all on track. We head for the first of the Lesmos now, and fifth gear right there for Miami into the second Lesmo as we come on to the second of the DRS straights down in towards Ascari. And now it is all about positioning your car well for the right line through Ascari. Breaking down now, fifth gear for Miami, coming through Ascari now, avoiding the curbs there quite well. And of course, taking the curbs can really hinder you. But down this back straight now, all the way to Parabolica. Fifth gear once again for Miami as he gets the traction down. Uses all the track on the exit, and now to the line, foot to the floor, and it's going to be a 119.8 to get us underway here in qualifying.
Yep, so Miami to the top right now. Lawrence will be making his way over the line very, very shortly as well. Red Matt has retired, so has Axelock, and here is Lawrence, and he's invalidated as well. So a lot of drivers struggling to get a lap time on the board right now. Here is Ali B then making his way now down towards the line. Let's see what the Alfa Romeo driver can do. Let's see, over the line he goes. He's up into second.
And also, I'm just going to point this out. I don't know if you're noticing what I'm seeing in terms of the the task system right now. It appears to me that Red Matt, he's P4, but it says Specialist is P4.
Yeah, I think the task is glitched due to possibly the restart we had.
Yeah, so referring to the task right now, obviously, Red Matt is apparently Ali B. Sorry, no, Ali B is apparently Red Matt for us. Red Matt is apparently Specialist for us. And Specialist is apparently Quinn for us. And Quinn, I believe, is Miami. And I believe, Miami's Justin. Justin's Lawrence. Yeah, so yeah, Taz is literally. Unfortunately, we won't be able to get much in terms of the task, but we will keep you updated. Of course, even though the names are wrong on task, we will be able to keep up to date with like the tyre weight and everything. As we do have Quinn on a lap right now, and he has just gone for the first sector, a 26.4 in the first sector for Quinn. So we'll see how he gets on as he comes through the Lesmos now, and a little bit of a spike there in the lag, but I mean, nicely done so far from Quinn. Obviously, a big opportunity for him to gain some big points here tonight. Obviously, fewer drivers, fewer opportunities to lose out here. 27 flat in the middle sector. Not really attacking Ascari as much as what you would like to, but he's keeping a nice, cool, calm, collected, making sure he gets a lap time on the board, because that is the most important thing here tonight as we come in towards Parabolica. Now, Quinn in that Red Bull. To the line he'll go, and what will this be for Quinn as he heads to the line for 20.3?
Yep, absolutely then. as well. So 1 minute 20.3 for Quinn, currently in third position, the slowest driver that we've seen so far. But we've only seen 3 drivers, including him in total. We're about to see Jordan make his way then all the way down to the Ascari chicane, 53.341. In the second sector, we'll see though what happens in the third sector, and let's see where he can go inside the top 3 and become the fourth driver to, of course, set a lap. Let's see if we can get inside the top 3, and where is his lap going to put him. It's Miami, Ali B, and Quinn, currently the drivers who have set a lap time. Justin's about to join that list as he puts foot to the floor all the way to the line. Let's see what the Mercedes driver can do over the line and to the front of the field.
And honestly, that was all through Sector 2 and Sector 3. Just to give you a quick indication, so Jordan was 3 attempts slower than Miami in Sector 1, and he gained all that time back in the final 2 sectors. And here's the thing, so Jordan gained 3 attempts, 2.5 attempts I should say, in the final sector on Miami, and gained about a tenth and a bit on Miami in the middle sector. So that middle and final sector was really hooked up for Jordan. First sector though, there's more time there, so we could be seeing an improved time from Jordan over the course of this session.
Yeah, absolutely. So, with a better first sector, a hooked up first sector, definitely there could be some improvements coming up for him as well. And now we're going to see with Lawrence as he will make his way over the line. Let's see where Lawrence can go then. Is he going to be able to get inside the top 4? Nope, he's going to be currently the slowest driver we've seen behind Quinn, so he definitely could be able to set a faster lap. Same with Quinn, they might have had some errors and a bit of a scruffy lap. Specialist is now pushing on as well as he makes his way through the covered Grande.
Yeah, and we just had a request in the in the stream chat right now from, of course, one of the P2 drivers here. Not in tonight's race, but actually no, in tonight's race. I'm sorry, but out of the session, Red Matt asking room in the comms box. I got 10 minutes to kill. Obviously, out of the session, and of course, one thing that we haven't mentioned, of course, which we probably should have mentioned as well, is obviously the drivers that are taking engine penalty sheets tonight. One of them is in fact Red Matt. Justin, I believe, also taking an engine penalty here, and I believe also Axlock taking an engine penalty. However, I believe there's a few. I'm not sure. Obviously, because we got the Twitter @ here. Instead of the PSN name, so it's going to be difficult to kind of figure this one out as Justin has retired. We do have Mark and You Don't Know Me as their @ who are taking engine penalties. Let me just quickly open Twitter just so I can see who's who.
Yep, absolutely then. As Waze has joined in, so we have 12 drivers then who are now jumping in as well. So luckily he's now been able to join us as we see Ali B now go to the front of the field. Specialist is in second. That's Ali B, Specialist, Jordan, Miami, and Quinn. Right now, the top 5. Cam Kimum about to set his first lap as he right now is on a on a out lap as well. But looking very close then between the top 4 in this order. You have 3 of them in the 1 minute 19.8, and then you have Ali B, who's also in the 1 minute 19.7s, as you see him cut the corner there a bit to try get to the pit lane quicker, I believe. So looking very close currently between the top 4 in this session, but will also be interesting to see what Cam K Mum can do, and if let's see if he can try get himself amongst the drivers currently inside the top 4.
Yeah, absolutely, and I believe Wace is serving an engine penalty as well. Obviously, we got Justin serving an engine penalty as well, and Axlock and Red Matt, and I believe the different final driver to serve an engine penalty. If I'm not mistaken, obviously I can't look at TAS anymore because TAS is broken for us, but looking at the track itself, I do believe potentially Lukey serving an engine penalty as well. I think they're the five
Yep.
that are serving engine penalties. I think we got Waze, Lukey, Redmad, Axlock, and Justin serving engine penalties. We have Sniper Princess in the chat saying hello, hello. How are you doing, Sniper? As we got just under 6 minutes remaining in the qualifying session. Currently, Jordan Lane's out on top, improving on his lap time, up into pole position. Just edging a little bit further away from Ali B here. Specialist currently in P3 with Miami in P4. Honestly, this is a big opportunity for Miami. A lot of the quick drivers serving engine penalties today. Huge opportunity for Miami to get himself pole position and to try and build a huge gap early on. But whether he'll be able to do it or not, time will tell.
Yeah, and I guess everyone kind of wins out with this one as well, because of course it allows a lot of other drivers opportunities, but at the same time, if you have decided to take an engine penalty, you've got a smaller field today, almost half of what we would usually have if everyone attended, so you aren't really losing out as much at all, really. So you're still going to be able to, so you have less cars to pass, and it's a lesser of a punishment as Cam came on 1 minute 19.368. Great lap by him coming in there, but it's a bit less of a punishment this time around. So drivers who've taken it could be a bit more happy with the low amount of drivers in this race.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you mentioned, like every single person that's taken an engine penalty here, they are loving life right now, because I think they have picked the perfect track to take an engine penalty at. Just for the sheer fact that there's lower numbers, as long as you get to the checkered flag, you are, I believe, guaranteed points here. So if you get to the checkered flag, you are guaranteed points. And it looks like we have had another driver join as well. So we are up to 12 drivers now. So it does make it a little bit more difficult. But again, I think was it top 12 that get points. So I mean, still, as long as you get to the checkered flag, you're guaranteed points here.
Yeah, so it will be interesting with under 4 minutes to go, but we've had 7 lap times come on the board from the drivers as well. It's Cam Kim, Lawrence, Jordan right now the top 3, but I'm sure these guys will try to find some improvements. So Cam Kim with a great advantage out in front, so you'll need some hooked up laps by drivers. Specialist is on a lap right now, and he's up by 0.05 of a second to the first sector. He'll continue to try and improve even further in the second and third.
Yeah, and of course this is a far cry from the Alpines of real life from this weekend's action. Of course, the Alpine car not looking very competitive in the F1 field. And honestly, Cam K doing a Nico Hulkenberg, I might say. A very strong performance here in qualifying. Let's hope the race doesn't go the same way of Nico Hulkenberg as what happened yesterday for him. Obviously, he qualified inside the top 10 and ended up finishing, I believe it was down in 18th in the end. I remember correctly?
Yeah, and Waze right now hasn't put on a default setup, so that's going to hurt him as well. A specialist aborts the lap and comes into the pit lane, but we're going to have more laps coming as a lot of other drivers are heading onto the circuit. But unfortunate for Waze, because the game's put him on a default setup, so that's going to be annoying for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Quinn threw us along on an out lap, so again, we'll stay on board with Quinn, and we will go through another lap with Quinn as he heads down in towards a Parabolica. However, this time, would you like to take us on a lap with Quinn, or would you prefer another hot lap from the Welsh lad?
Well, I love listening to the Welsh lad, so I'm going to let you take us through it.
Okay, so exit of Parabolica now. Quinn, foot to the floor as he heads to the start-finish line. To begin, here's a flying lap, just under 2 minutes to go remaining in the session, running down in towards turn number 1. The Retafilio chicane, braking just before the 100-meter board. Bit of a lag spike there as we head down into the braking, but it looks like Quinn has done well there. Good traction on the exit of the Retafilio chicane as we head now in towards turn number 3, a Curva Grande, where we should be seeing a lot of action, a lot of potential overtaking opportunities as we come towards the braking of the De La Rocha chicane. Braking at the 100-meter board now, down in towards third gear, making sure you do not take too much of these inside curves, because they are a little bit more lethal than what they were in previous game incarnations. Going through the first of the Lesmos now, 5th gear, the gear of choice here for Quinn. And now into the second of the Lesmo. We really need to get a good launch out of the second Lesmo onto the DRS straight down in towards the Ascari chicane. Now it's all about placing your car in the absolute best possible position, breaking that 100-meter board down to 6th gear there for Quinn. Didn't look incredibly hooked up there through Ascari. Looked like he ran just a little bit too deep, but unfortunately it's lost him a bit of time. But now heading down in towards Parabolica, the final corner of the circuit. 6th gear, the gear of choice there for Quinn as he comes around the final corner, foot to the floor, keeps a very tight line, and will across the line. Is it going to be an improvement? It will be an improvement, but not enough to get him any further up the grid.
Yeah, so Quinn is going to be 7th and last of the runners that we have seen participate in this session, and with no engine penalties as well. Jordan making his way to the end of the lap. Let's see, he's currently in 3rd. Let's see if he's been able to find anything on this lap then to try find an improvement and get onto the front row.
He has improved, he's on the front row, but let's see what Miami's doing in behind. Miami to the line. And in fact, Miami's only just starting. I'm sorry, I thought I saw a purple sector time coming from Miami, but we're still on board with Miami. Miami, a very, very quick driver as well. Arguably, I would say one of the quicker drivers here in P2. So definitely has the opportunity to really get himself up at the sharp end of qualifying. Let's see what the first sector split is going to be saying for the AlphaTauri. Checker flag is out here now in qualifying, as we have a Red Bull, I believe that is of Quinn, coming through the final sector now, as Miami, small improvement in the first sector as we come through now into the second Lesmo. All about the exit here, and he's ran too deep, and that is lap completely gone there now for Miami.
Yep, absolutely as well. You've got Ali B pushing on, but he's down in the second sector by over a tenth. He was improving in the first, but in the second sector, it's not going his way. So he's going to have to find quite a lot of time if he wants to challenge Miami. Is backed out of it as well. So it looks like Ali B, let's see if he can do anything. But Cam came on. For now, seems comfortable, but anyone could maybe spring up a surprise right at the end.
Absolutely. Now, as Ali B to the line. Is an improvement, but not enough to get him up any more positions. What about his teammate Lawrence? Lawrence now to the line. And Lawrence will find small improvements, but not enough, as Miami won't improve. Cam K does improve, and will Jordan be able to snatch it back? No, Jordan will not. And that is Cam K Mum on pole position. 19.3 was the pole time in the end, and it was just about a tenth and a half separating the Haas F1 car of Cam K and the Mercedes of Jordan Lane.
Absolutely. So, off to see it. Cam Kim is on pole. Jordan in second. Lawrence Ali B as well, completing the top four. Sauber on the second row of the grid. So, cannot wait for this one to get underway. I think we're going to be in for a very interesting race. Let's see how it goes. And interesting qualifying, but that belongs to the Haas of Cam Kim.
Yep, Cam K-Mum with pole position here in the Temple of Speed in Italy. Of course, the International as a Monza, I believe I've pronounced that right. I hope I have, but I hope I haven't absolutely butchered the Italian language. But you know, I probably have, to be honest. But it is Cam K-Mum who takes pole position ahead of Jordan Lanes in second place, and of course we've got Lawrence and Ali B, the Alfa Romeo appearance here in the second row in P3 and P4 respectively. And of course we've got a specialist in P5 with Miami in P6, Quinn in P7, and of course the drivers coming from the back of the field after serving the entry penalties. We have Wace in 8th, Lukey in 9th, Redmat in 10th, Axlock, the championship leader, in 11th, and then of course we've got Justin in 12th place. And honestly, I reckon we could be in for a bit of a treat, because a lot of these guys at the back, very quick drivers that need to make their way through the field effectively. As we got Jess in the chat right now, cheering on Cam. Of course, Cam getting that pole position in the end. Good lap time there from Cam K-Man, and of course support shown from our P3 driver, and of course our P1 lead commentator in Jess Game. So Jess showing support as always, which we love to see.
Yep, absolutely, and we're about to get underway then. We're currently looking in the pit lane, soon we'll be looking to the 5 red lights, and we'll be getting racing around this very iconic racetrack as well. A tiny bit lower numbers, but I'm sure we're still going to get plenty of action coming our way as well. So I cannot wait for us to get underway. and I think we'll be in for an interesting race. Still with the weather forecast, we've got apparently it's now showing rain, so even the game doesn't know what it's doing. However, I guess it's going to be a bit of a surprise what the game even decides to do after a few bugs here and there, which is to be expected, knowing how the game is. But yes, looking forward to getting going.
Yeah, absolutely. And a quick reminder of the track in question. It is Monza. It is the Temple of Speed. We are here in Italy for round number 7. 5.7, almost 5.8 kilometer circuit, 3.599 miles in length, almost 3.6 miles in length. My God, I need to go Specsavers. That's what I need to do. I need to go Specsavers. 11 corners, of course, 4 to the left and 7 to the right. 27 laps awaiting these 12 drivers here. And just because we're lower numbers does not mean the action will be any less. Of course, Monza does provide a lot of overtaking opportunities and can provide some cracking races here in one hub. So we look to see what is going to happen. Of course, you see the times there. Of course, in about 20 minutes time, P1 will be going live on twitch.tv/OneHub Racing. So make sure you guys also jump over there. As you got Jess taking you through the action. Jess still in the chat right now, as in fact we are going to go to those 5 red lights right now out on track, and it is lights out and we are underway here in Monza. Looks like a very good start there from Camke and Jordan, trying to defend off from both of the Alfa Romeos, and both of them getting through nice and early, and Jordan having a bit of a horror start there off the line.
Yep, absolutely. Great start by Luki off the line. It seemed like a lot of drivers just didn't move away and kind of stalled momentarily on the grid, but they got going. In the end, Cam Kimon pulling away. 8-10 advantage. We make our way through the Curva Grande. Great battling as Luki continues to get himself up the order on the soft compound of tyres. And there we see Waze getting his way past Jordan. Jordan backs out of it. On the medium compound of tyres, all the way around the outside goes his teammate. Justin makes the move, and also in the background, Axelok in a battle, and so is Quinn as he tries to battle away with Redmap. But great stuff by Cam Kimon, but it seems like Ali B has been able to close back in after a few couple of corners for the Haas driver.
Yeah, absolutely, and thankfully I believe TAS has sorted itself out, so everyone is now in the correct positions on TAS, so we can actually see what's going on now with the TAS system. Of course, in qualifying it was a little bit bugged, but it has sorted itself out here for the race. Ali B trying his best to close up on Cam K here as we run down in towards a Parabolica for the first time in this race. Cam K leads the way. Ali B in second, Miami up into third. And of course, we got Lawrence in fourth, the furthest ahead on those set of medium tyres. And of course, we got Luki in fifth. A great start from him. Wace up into sixth as well. Another good start for him. Justin in seventh and Axlock in eighth. So these guys, the quicker guys that we assume would be making their way for the field, have in fact been making their way for the field quite effectively, as Cam K loses out to the race lead now, as Ali B down the inside gets the job done into the Rettifilio chicane.
Yeah, so he manages to move up and take the lead, battling in the background. This is for last right now at the moment. Specialist being passed by Quinn, and a terrible exit after not having the best of racing lines when they both exited the corner. Means that he's dropped 6/10 behind, and Quinn stretches away a tiny bit. Justin was looking to make a move. Now he's being passed by Axelok. He's being passed as well by Redman. So it looks like that hasn't gone to plan for the Mercedes driver. He's right now in 9th, just ahead of his teammate Jordan, who sits in 10th position. But everyone up until 10th position is in this train for the lead. But however, Waze just lost out, and Axelok is now going to try and make the move.
Yep, Axelok now down the inside in towards Ascari. Waze is going to try and fight it, but nothing he can do. The inside line to Ascari is just so powerful, and that might put Waze under pressure here, because look at this in the background. You see Redmat drawing alongside now as we head down into Parabolica, and job done there for Redmat, and a key overtake for him being on the set those medium compound tyres. Of course, mandatory 2-stop here in One Hub Racing, and honestly, it's going to be intriguing to see who's going to be making the best of this strategy. Obviously, the guys on the mediums right now, they'll be able to go back-to-back sets of softs at the end of this race.
Yep, here we go. Miami thinking about it on Cam Kim. Luki very late on the brakes into turn number 1, and Lawrence gets ahead and stays ahead of Luki there, but Luki was so late on the brakes into the Rettifilio chicane.
I think for Luki, he knows he has to finish ahead of Axlock here and try to make sure that he closes in enough points as possible. Of course, with there only being 12 drivers, as long as you see the checker flag, you're guaranteed points. So I mean, Lukey knows that right now the only way he's guaranteed to be gaining on Axlock is if he finishes ahead of him, or if Axlock somehow DNFs you. But Axlock being a former winner around Monza here in One Hub Racing, it's going to be interesting. Of course, he is trying to make his way through. He's up in the P6 right now, is Axlock, and Lukey just ahead in P5.
Yep, here we go. Specialist trying to make a move on Quinn. Jordan trying to make a move on Waze, who's going to be passed, and his line's going to be compromised. Could open the door for Quinn to possibly try and make a move. And as we promised you, the action still continues, even though we might only have 12 drivers in the field. You've got the battle for the lead going on. You've got second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and even seventh and eighth, not separated by anything. Then you got the battle from
Miami.
Miami's going to try and make a move.
Miami drawing alongside Cam K as they run down. Oh, it's going to be free wide into turn one. And in fact, no, Ali B smartly backs up, but look at Miami down the inside. Runs a little bit deep, and that's going to compromise him for the second part. Switch back here from Cam K, mum. Can Cam K get this done? No, Cam K cannot. But Ali B also loses out to Lawrence here. So Lawrence getting through up in the P3 now. And that's going to allow Lukey to really close up to the back of Ali B now. As my God, I mean, Monza is one of those tracks that does. Oh, as Ali B misses his braking momentarily, and has to take to the escape route. He's going to lose a lot of positions here. Ali B, red mat around the outside of the first Lesmo, and this would be bold and brave. Is he able to pull it off? No, he's not. As Justin now sitting in behind red mat and waiting for an opportunity to kind of get himself up the order. But my God, the racing is fast, the racing is frantic here. Lap 4 of 27, and ladies and gentlemen, the action has been absolutely on point so far in this race.
Yeah, with how close they were running, sometimes you have no option. You have to go 3 wide and make a move, and that's why you could find yourself in the lead. Then in the next second, find yourself down in 6 as we make our way all the way down towards the Parabolica, and we're going to exit through the Parabolica now and make our way once again for another lap down towards turn 1. I'm sure we're going to get some more racing action as the cars are not separated by anything as we go on to the iconic pit straight at Monza.
Oh, here comes Lawrence. Lawrence going to make it 3 wide as Miami's going to get absolutely swamped here with the lack of DRS. And look at Lawrence now potentially having a look on Cam K down the inside. No, going to back out of it as Cam K retakes the race lead. And what we're seeing right now is that DRS slingshot effect from these guys in the train. If you're at the front of it, you are under some serious pressure heading down in towards the Retafilio chicane. And Miami, they're losing out on 2 spots as Lukey up in the P4, Axlock in the P5, now Red Mat in the P6. Look at that, Justin and Ali B in behind, side by side, coming into the Delaware chicane. And Justin now up into P7. Ali B was at one point leading this race, now down into P8. And oh, that's Justin. Justin there again, all out of shape. He's around. Justin is around. Needs to be careful about spinning the car back around, and he does fortunately get around tidy and out of the way of everyone. Look at Lawrence now having a little peek down the inside into Ascari on Cam K here, and that's going to allow Miami to close up. But look at Lukey all over the back of Miami now, using a bit of that ERS battery, that deployment to run down in towards Parabolica. Will he have a look to the inside line? He is going to have a look to the inside, going to try and outbrake Miami as they are wheel to wheel as they come through Parabolica. And who's going to have the better traction coming out of this corner? It looks like Lukey's going to have a slightly better traction. And obviously with both of them having DRS, is going to easily neutralise this little battle. But look at Axlock wheel to wheel is AlphaTauri versus Red Bull down into the Retafilio chicane, and it looks like Axlock just able to get it done as Lawrence now into the race lead up ahead as well.
Wow, thrilling racing as we did expect. Lawrence in the lead, Cam Kim in second. A few pit stops have happened as you would have noticed, and there we see Red Mat as well getting past Miami, who is lost quite a few places here, and Red Mat moves up to 5th position. Lukey very close to the back of Cam Kim. He's another driver on the attack as well, and it seems like Specialist momentarily had a little bit of a moment, but he's continued on A-OK right now, and we're making our way once again down the straight on lap number 6 out of 27. Only lap number 6, and we've already had plenty of action then. Loving the racing so far. Lawrence, Cam Kim, Lukey, the top 3.
Yeah, absolutely. And looking at the tyre wear from some of these guys already, looks to be around about 28, almost 30% on the front left tyres for these guys on the soft tyres, and 20% for the medium. So right now we should be beginning to see the race neutralised between the mediums and the soft tyres as the further they go on into this stint. the bet and the medium tyres are going to look as Kamke closes up on Lawrence, but he's not closing up enough. And Lukey there, obviously, going to be sitting in behind. But look at Axlock trying to outbrake down the inside on Lukey. Going to make a big mess of that. And now Red Matt going to try to take advantage of this. Was unable to get it done on the traction coming out of the Rectifidio chicane. And will sit in behind. But Axlock now trying to be opportunistic with some of these overtaking manoeuvres.
Yeah, absolutely as well. Trying to be opportunistic as they make their way through as well. It is still Lawrence there's still Lawrence in the lead, Kamke Mum in second, but they're all trying to be a bit opportunistic, trying different things and see what works out. They make their way through Lismo 2 and now once again down towards the Ascari chicane, the DRS giving us plenty of action and plenty of lead changes, and that's when the action starts to come. But Kamke Mum backs out of it. He doesn't want to take the lead into the Ascari chicane. Very risky to do so as well. And you are gonna back out.
Here comes Lukey.
And here comes Lukey.
What a run out of the Ascari chicane for Lukey on Kamke. Kamke didn't look like he got the best of run through there, and Lukey now all over the back of that Haas. And of course it is Ferrari engine power versus Ferrari engine power versus Ferrari engine power. It is Alfa Romeo, Haas and Ferrari as Lukey now bails into the pit lane. This could be a very smart call from Lukey to get off those tyres right now, get a nice undercut and get into the lead of this race.
Definitely could be as well, as into the pit lane.
Oh, Axlock into the back of Kamke. Axlock there making a bit of contact with Kamke. We're going to have a quick look to see if there's any wing damage. Doesn't look like wing damage at the moment for Axlock. Very lucky to get away with that. And there you see Lukey putting on a set of the medium compound tyres coming out of the pit lane right now, just ahead of Ali B. So that gives a bit of an indication how good the undercut is. Of course, Ali B was quite considerably down the order before the pit stop phases, and right on the back of Lukey now, who was effectively on a charge as he was up in P3. Now we should be seeing these guys coming into the pits because they need to cover off Lukey in this race now. They need to cover off Lukey.
Yep, they do as well, and they cannot afford to lose any time as well. And we now make our way currently down towards the Parabolica now, and yeah, with Lukey now making his way into the pit lane, these guys need to surely cover him off as well, and especially if they're not going to cover him off, they can't battle too much and lose time.
Yeah, as we got Kamke, Axlock and Miami all into the pit lane. Looking at the fuel as well on these guys, I'm not gonna lie, Axlock is looking very very low on fuel at this moment in the race.
Yep, absolutely then. As we make our way then all the way down towards, and here we go, here comes Lukey, and Lukey is going to be ahead, but here comes Ali B. Ali B will be ahead of Lukey as well. Battle on the brakes into turn number 1. Lukey's late on the brakes. Ali B keeps his foot in around the outside and is going to keep the net race lead.
Yeah, Ali B going to be able to get ahead of Lukey there, and big moment there for Ali B. Of course, Ali B on 10% on his tyres right now. Definitely has the fuel to last the entire race. I am very concerned for Axlock's fuel at the moment, because I think at some point in this race he's going to have to lift and coast. So he's only 0.1 up on his fuel right now.
Yeah, absolutely. As well, then down the straight we go, down towards the Ascari chicane then, and here comes Lukey coming, charging back on Ali B. Much more easier move this time around there, but he's wide, he's slightly wide, but here Ali B just decides to stay behind, and he's surely going to come charging back down the start finish straight. Red Mat's into the pit lane.
Yep, Red Mat into the pits, so we begin lap number 10, and that is a very acute little manoeuvre there from Lukey, backing out just so he can get DRS now down in towards turn number 1, and that right there is high IQ racing. As oh my god, as you see, Red Mat just coming out of the picture. Kamke's going to try and outbrake Lukey around the outside, but Lukey will hold the inside line and will maintain the race lead. And this is big now for Lucky. He needs to get going. He needs to leave these guys ASAP. As Axlock now around the outside of Curvagonde on Ali B. This will be a brilliant move. He can pull it off, and he has pulled it off. And look at Red Matt following through in towards the De La Rocha chicane. And Red Matt now up into P8. Fantastic stuff from these guys now.
Yep, absolutely. As well, fantastic stuff from these drivers. We might only be on lap number 10, but they're all definitely going for it. They're all trying to make all sorts of moves they can, and already the tactical play is coming into fruition now for all of these drivers. And here comes Redman now trying to get past Axelot. They'll be side by side down into the Ascari chicane. Redman's gonna have to back out of that one. It's very risky, especially at this stage of the race, to keep your foot in like that. And he's got a soft tire, so he'll surely be going on the attack very shortly. And Lawrence is into the pit lane.
Yep, as Wade's picks himself out with a 3-second time penalty down at the back of the field. As the top three are all into the pits. I believe Specialist may follow suit as well. As Ali B gets a little bit of a snap at the rear end coming through a Parabolica. But we begin lap number 11 now. As we run down in towards turn number 1, Lukey still leads the way. And it looks like Camke not close enough to go for a move this time around. So the race kind of neutralised at this moment in time. Lukey in the race lead. Does he have the pace to pull away? That is the big question. Can he get away from that Haas of Cam K Mum? And not only that, will we see Red Matt on those soft tyres really... oh my god, as I just gone above Miami, it was free wide from Curvagonde. Miami got pinched in between, a little bit of contact between Ali B and Red Matt there. And look at Miami now. Oh my god, as Red Matt rejoined the track there, that got very close, very hectic between these guys. And this is now crucial because now Axlock outside of DRS range on Camke and Miami outside of DRS range on Axlock. As Camke and Lukey now battling out. This is not ideal for both of their races, as it may allow Axlock to get back within DRS range. And look at that time fly down, and it looks like it will allow Axlock back into DRS range. So the bit of the battling has not helped these two whatsoever. I think they should have worked better together. And look at this now, Lukey getting it back down the inside into Parabolica. A little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact as Lukey retakes the race lead and will have DRS as well to pull away from Camke. As Camke is not going to be able to do anything here. He can just sit into the slipstream and try and stay as close as possible. As Axlock tries to outbrake. Axlock, what a absolute lunge and a half from the Red Bull, the championship leader. That is bold, brave stuff from Axlock. My god, that could have ended in disaster right there for him.
Yeah, absolutely. These drivers all very brave right now. And Lukey's going to now try and get away, but Axellock is going to do all he can to try and stick with him. We have the two Saubers very close together off Ali B and Lawrence, as they both make their way through right now. And there's Red Map on the back of Miami, who's also trying to get inside the 1 second. He has a penalty that will affect him at the end, depending on if the other drivers around him get penalties, of course, though. But for this stage of the race, he's trying to battle, and Justin is out of the race, and so is the full course safety car.
Well, now, here is the call. Do you come into the pits, put on a fresh set of medium tyres to go to the end? That is the call right now. And unfortunately for Justin, a big result last week, taking a race win. But this week it was not meant to be. Is a DNF for him. He does technically still have the fast lap in this race, so he can at least hold on to that as a bit of a confidence boost. But I mean, we know that yeah, I mean, points have been lost here for Justin. As Red Matt there tried to sneakily overtake Miami into the pit lane entry. So Red Matt there tried a little something, did not work out for him. Ali B and Lawrence are going to have to double stack, as will Red Matt and Camke. So they're going to lose some spots in this race now. Quinn has stayed out. Quinn has elected to not come into the pit lane so far. So Quinn into the lead of this race. And Lukey, not where he wants to be, in the middle of a Red Bull sandwich.
Yes, that is nowhere. That is definitely not where you want to be positioned at this stage of the race. So the only two drivers still yet to make a pit stop, and this one is going to be Quinn and Specialist. Everyone else has made their mandatory too.
I'm just saying right now that Tifosi are going mad right now in the stands as they see one of their own, the Scuderia Ferraris, in the middle of a Red Bull sandwich, and the Tifosi are not happy about this right now.
Now, we of course had the weather thing that apparently could rain near the end of the race. That is exactly what was set in the custom weather, but the game decided not to go with it. Then in the race, we kind of thought. So could this be a bit interesting for Quinn of trying to just hold it out there till the rain period, and then that's when he could make his second pit stop if the rain is to come, though?
Potentially. I mean, it's a big call from Quinn. Of course, he has only recently pitted onto those medium tyres, so they're not exactly very worn, shall we say. So, I mean, definitely could be a possibility that Quinn's going to try and stretch it out all the way to any kind of changeable conditions if it does happen. I mean, if it doesn't, Quinn and Specialist will both have like an opportunity to go for the fastest lap. So, I mean, and realistically, with Justin out this race now, the fastest lap, one of them will get inside the top 10, the other will get outside the top 10. Like, there's no other way around it. If they do pit late for a set of soft tyres.
Yeah. Exactly, that's how it's going to go as well then. And right now, we are just currently waiting to get back going here at Monza. Exciting race so far, and I'm sure after the restart it'll continue to be exciting.
Yeah, as Waste in the chat saying he's got a default setup. I mean, yeah, I think you did mention that earlier, that Waste has a default setup, but I mean, there's nothing we can do, Waste. I mean, unfortunately, my friend, you have to be Johnny on the spot with your setups now. When there's a restart lobby, make sure you always get your setups before anything. But of course, let's have a little look at the pre-race interviews, shall we? Obviously, lean in tonight. While we're under the safety car conditions, of course, I will be taking us through a couple by here. Obviously, the man currently in P2, Lukey, right now. We asked him, will you and your teammate be working together with Slipstream during qualifying? Unfortunately, Lukey, obviously alluding to the fact that Waitsy is not here. He said his teammate is on holiday, so he won't be trying that. So, Lukey, unfortunately, unable to do that. And question number 2 was, ERS is difficult to manage here due to the high-speed nature of the track and the lack of hard braking. Will you be planning on using ERS or trying to manage save as much as you can? And I think Lukey said, I think it'll come down to the situation at the time. I'll try to conserve as much as I can. Question number 3 where we put to Lukey was, we are now halfway through the season and are you currently hitting your preseason targets? Lukey said, my target was a title challenge. I'm currently 21 points off Axlock. It's possible to catch him, but will be difficult as he's such a quick and consistent driver. And then of course, question 4 with Monza being a low downforce track, will it suit your driving preference? And he says, I'm a driver that prefers pointy front end and lower the downforce. As we get back racing once again, will be harder for me to drive, so I think I'll struggle a little this week. As we are racing once again, beginning lap number 15, Quinn gets us back underway. Good restart from the Red Bull, and right now Axlock really trying this inside lunge any opportunity he can, and it has worked out for him so far. Like so far in this race, but Axlock, if he keeps trying this, eventually it's just not going to work out.
Yep, absolutely as well then, and we currently make our way down towards the Della Roggia chicane then as well, and still Lukey with Quinn to clear, but of course Quinn doesn't have that much old tyres, so it's not going to be as easy as we see Redman with better traction with the inside line, with 6th place as well in his possession, and he's now up to 6th as I just mentioned. But currently we still have the top 6 looking very close together, and Lukey's now going to make the move, and let's see if Axlock can make it as well, and Quinn will surely allow his teammate through. Yeah,
there's going to be no arguing, no fighting around here from Quinn. He's just going to let his teammate go and try to maybe back up Camke. I think that's what Quinn's mission is right now from the Red Bull directives. Going to be trying his best to back up the pack here as Quinn under pressure from Camke down the inside. Oh, contact between the pair of them. That's going to allow Miami through. And my God, Camke holding it the best he can. Ali B's also through. Waits is through as well as Redmat. I think got caught out in that also. And my god, that got hectic there down in towards Parabolica. And Axlock now into the lead of this race as P3 driver Hooky has joined the chat saying hashtag in Mikey we trust. And that is of course a reference back to the old Esports Wales Team Tan days where of course myself and Hooky were part of the same esports team.
Interesting, always love to hear about those old stuff that used to happen. Unfortunately isn't around any more, but a lot of new stuff has come. Unfortunately everything doesn't last forever, but right now still we've got a bit of time to go for this race.
Ali
That
B!
is going to last, and Ali B, oh my god, he was hanging on to it and nearly put it in the wall there.
I'm not gonna lie, I was on board with Cam K, so I got a front view of what Cam K saw right in front of him. Ali B right now literally has a guardian angel watching over him, because that could have ended in absolute disaster right there. I do not know how that did not end up in the wall, but waits through up in the P5. Probably the wrong time to go for an overtake right there if you are a race, and I think potentially, has he lost out on DRS? He has lost out on DRS. Actually not, sorry, no, DRS not activated yet. Last 5 laps are going to be HBLL, as Hooky has said in chat. Of course, these guys on the medium tyres for definite are going to be interesting, as Lawrence has gone deep into the Retafilio chicane and drops down Yoda Quinn down at the back of the field now after trying his best to hold up the field, and he has done a good job. He has managed to keep his keep the field off of Axlock and Lukey, so it's a straight fight between those two now at the front. However, I believe Cam K will feel very aggrieved by that incident, I'm not going to lie, as we do believe it will be raining towards the end, which could be interesting, but will it be strong enough to cause the intermediate switch? That's going to be the question. As here goes Cam K back through on waste and up into P5 goes Cam K. Red Mat now currently in P7. These guys on the hard tyres, I think, have the best opportunity in terms of getting to the end and their tyres still being in good nick if it does not go to the Inders.
Yeah, absolutely as well. Lukey is going to come charging back down the start-finish straight and will retake the lead. These top two right now have a bit of a gap as you see Axelot go all the way over to the left-hand side. Lukey will go to the right, and it should be an easy pass for him there as you'll take the race lead. But Axelot's going to come back, and he's really been attempting that. As you mentioned, Mike, he's really been attempting that late lunge, and it's costing him on the exit.
It's costing him on the exit, but at the same time as well, I think Axlock right now, honestly, you're in a straight dog fight right now with Lukey. You do not need to go for that lunge right there. Like, that is just, you don't need to do it. Just play it smart. Trade DRS back and forth with Lukey. Pull away from the rest of the field. Don't go for the lunge. Don't waste time, because you saw there, Ali B did close up a little bit because of Axlock attempting that lunge, and that is not what neither Lukey or Axlock want, is Ali B getting back into this DRS train, because then it becomes a different kind of race right there. It becomes a case of whoever's in second, they will still be best placed to take a race win, but it also means that you could be under pressure from these guys in behind, and that is not what these two need. Just simple DRS slipstream each other, just overtake each other nice and easy. Don't go for the late lunges, play it smart. As you see, the clouds begin to cover over now, and look at those clouds up above. I'm from Wales, I know what those clouds mean. They mean rain.
Yep, absolutely. Axelot's going to come back, but yeah, you don't want to invite other drivers into play as well, and they're going to go battling because Redmat's sending one late on the brakes into the Retafilio chicane. He makes the move, but they're still momentarily side by side, and Miami under traction is also going to take the position and take P4. Yellow flags are out, and that is Lawrence who has had a moment on the exit of the Retafilio chicane, but it's now Axelot and Lukey 1 and 2 and Redmat, and that train has lost plenty of time due to that battling down into the Retafilio.
Yeah, as Miami and Ali B there trade positions as well. Miami now up in the P4. Both of these guys were penalties to the name, so it's not ideal for them. But look at this now. We have Redmat in P3, 6 laps on these tyres. closing in slightly on these guys up ahead. But of course, with DRS, Lukey and Axlock are going to be able to slipstream their way further ahead. But at some point, Red Matt is going to gain. Oh! Safety car!
He's in the wall and the safety car is out as well.
Okay, well, I mean, they think it's not going to go into as I think it is now. Lap 19 of 27. Yeah. Intermediates, I think, will definitely play a part now in this race. Top 10 remain, and it is as it is. Axlock in, Red Matt continues on, so he now leads the race. Axlock in second, Lukey in third as it currently stands, as we wait for these guys to actually funnel out of the pit lane, so we get the correct order in right now. As it looks like not only Red Matt stays out, Jordan stays out, as does Wace, as does Lawrence. So top 4 stay out, and the rest of the guys come in for fresh soft tires. So it is Red Matt leading, Jordan Lane in second place, Wace in third, Lawrence in fourth, Axlock in fifth, Lukey in sixth, Miami in seventh, Cam K in eighth, Specialist in ninth, and then of course we got Quinn rounding out the top 10, the final point paying position here tonight, of course, with Ali B and Justin DNFing from the race. There will be no fastest point for outside the top 10 because there is no outside the top 10 anymore.
Yep, absolutely as well. So we have 10 drivers who remain in this race. Let's see if we're going to end with 10 there, because safety cars can bring plenty of chaos. Clouds are still in the air. Anything is possible in the remainder of this race. You have 4 more drivers who have decided to stick it out on the racetrack. So you're going to have drivers defending, drivers attacking, all sorts going on, and we've seen how aggressive these drivers can be earlier on in the race, especially the race start, especially up until the first safety car and up until the first pit stop. We had plenty of 3 wide, so let's see if we're going to end with 10 drivers. But what I am sure of, that these drivers are all going to put on a show in the remainder race that we're going to have till the end, in the little sprint that we're going to have to decide who takes victory in the Italian Grand Prix. Anything is still possible, because we still don't know what the weather is going to do. We've already talked about that the clouds are in the air, and we've got drivers on the fresher soft tires, all going to be on the attack. Cannot wait for this one to get underway. It seems like Lawrence is also going to dive it into the pit lane to make it 3 drivers who remain out there. But hopefully the safety car should be in at the end of this lap, and we can go racing as we will go on to lap number 22.
So the one person I am very concerned about right now is this man in P4, Axlock. We've seen him go for the late lunge down the inside time and time again, but now he's on very fresh softs. This is very worn tyres in front of him. That has a recipe for disaster with the late lunge, in my opinion, and he has managed to get through these lunges without any issue thus far. But I think now Axlock needs to be smarter by here and not go for that lunge.
Yeah. He does need to be smarter, because it could mean contact, but at the same time he does need to try and make the moves at the right time and try do it where Lukey possibly gets stuck behind as well. Yeah, so he's got to do this, he's got to time it to perfection, doesn't he?
What he needs to do, he needs to get past just one, nice and early off the start.
Yeah.
But the thing is, with that lunge that he's been looking at, it's been like a double overtake every single time. And that could work, but at the same time that could not work, because Jordan might not be anticipating the double lunge. So neither could Red Matt. Red Matt might not be anticipating the double lunge. And we've seen how close Axlock has been to hitting the back of a car in front of him when he has gone for a bit of a double lunge into the Retafilio. But safety car is in this lap, and I will stay on board with Axlock for this. So I will let you take the restart underway on me.
So here we go then. This is about to get really, really interesting. You've got Red Matt, you've got Jordan and Waze, who are on the old tyres. You've got everyone else on the fresher, soft compound off tyres. Rain still possibly in the air. It still could come, but Red Matt about to take us back to Green Flag Racing. He will take us to the Parabolica, and Jordan wasn't expecting it that early, and that means that Red Matt has got on the power and has taken us back with a good advantage. 7/10 right now, and he's all out of shape though on the exit, so that's ruined it. On a restart that looked pretty good, it's now been a bit affected, and Jordan will use a bit of ERS, and Axlock is going to be gaining all the while to get past Waze into turn 1, and it doesn't seem like he'll be close enough to get past Jordan, so it might only be 1 for Axlock, who dives down the inside.
Yeah, and this time it's a bit more controlled than the previous ones, but Waste's going to fight it, and around the outside, a better traction for Axlock. gets through, and look at Lukey through as well. So Lukey taking advantage of following Axlock through. Brilliant stuff from Lukey. Very right on point with what he needs to do in this race. He has to follow Axlock through. He cannot let Axlock get away from him. Of course, the championship leader up in third place. Luke right now, the man, I believe, currently in P4 in the championship. He's trying his best to close up. Axlock now on the back of Jordan here, as we are on lap 22 of 27. It is Red Matt that leads the way ahead of Jordan Lane in second place. Here comes Axlock now down the inside into Ascari. This will be brave if he gets it done, and he does get it done. And look at Lukey now on the exit of Ascari. Look at this fantastic drive out of the corner there for Lukey, and Axlock thinks he's getting away. He's not getting away from Lukey that easy.
Lukey is following every single move that Axlock makes. Axlock makes a move, Lukey makes the move the next second as well. And Axlock surely, as we go on to the start-finish straight, is going to be trying to take the lead. Redmat tries to come over to tighten his space that he's trying to make the move. And Lukey might get past the two of them here.
Lukey with the overspeed will be around the outside of Axlock as he tries to outbreak, go around the outside. This will be brilliant from Lukey if he can get done. Down the inside for the second part. Oh, the red of field chicane, and Lukey into the lead of the race. Look at Red Matt coming back at Axlock there. Unable to get the traction he needs, but my God, what a launch, what a drive there from Lukey, and brilliant stuff from Axlock as they are side by side now on the approach into the Delaware chicane. Axlock going to try and outbreak around the outside. They're going to make a little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact. Lukey will have the better traction on the exit, and look at Red Matt now involved. Red Matt around the outside of Axlock in the first of the lead smokes, and is Axlock going to hold on to that position? Jordan right now is looking at these two ahead. Cam K in behind. Jordan is looking at this from behind. Cam K wants to get involved in this, using a bit of ERS, gets through on Jordan, and now we're in an interesting situation, because now which Haas car gets prioritised?
Absolutely as well. Well, Cam Mom does have the fastest tyre, so let's see if he can get onto the back. Then maybe Redmat might allow him through as well. But Redmat still certainly in the game with how much Axlock and Lukey are going at it. And we're about to make our way onto the start-finish straight on lap number 24. We are in the final stages of this race, and Axlock surely is going to come charging back down the start-finish straight.
Yeah, absolutely, as DRS has been enabled on this lap, as it is getting very murky out there, as Axlock going to try to go around the outside of Lukey. They're wheel to wheel. Lukey holds the inside line. Oh, moves across the cover. Oh my God, they actually make more contact there as Lukey there holds on, and here comes the rain. The rain is falling here on lap 24, and look at Axlock around the outside the curve of Grande on Lukey. We're on board with Red Matt now, looking at a good view of this, and there is the switcheroo. Cam K has been released by Red Matt, and ladies and gentlemen, we are on for a spicy end to this race. The rain has fallen. The rain is here. Winter has come up amongst us here.
Yeah, the rain is starting to fall. That is going to add a bit more chaos. Now the question is, do you sit behind till the last lap, or do you make the move? Because remember, DRS could be disabled. The race could completely change on its hands. So these could be the last few moments of DRS. Who knows?
Oh,
here comes, and he's going to make the move. Surely into the Ascari chicane, and Axlock surely will need to try fight back on, as Lukey's a bit wide there as well. But Axlock is surely going to try and fight back, and watch Cam Mom in this one as well.
Cam K has the best ERS out of the guys at the front as well. So Cam K in the best position ERS wise as well. And in terms of what we're going to see now, as Axlock had a little look down the inside into Parabolica. And these guys right now on a track that's getting ever so damper and damper with the rain falling is going to be absolutely elbows out all the way to the end here, as Axlock closing in now on Lukey for the race lead. Lukey's going to cover the inside. Axlock will have to go around the outside. He is not going to be too happy with having to take the outside. And oh, look at this. It's gone slippery into turn one. And these guys, both of them, run so far deep into the corner. Specialist now up in the P4. Guess who on Red Matt? So Specialist is now in this race. Can Specialist get himself a race win? A podium perhaps for the Alpine on a weekend in real life where the Alpines were absolutely abysmal in the Bahrain Grand Prix. Can we see an Alpine on the podium here? Will Specialist be able to get it done? As my God, oh, Lukey's into the wall. A rear end stepping out on him. Lukey has gone out of this contention for the race win. As the rain is falling, we're starting to see some small puddles begin to form on track. It is getting worse and worse and worse out there. But it is Cam K still closing in on Axlock, and we'll look around the outside of Ascari. This will be fantastic if we can pull it off in these ever-changing conditions. They need to channel the inner Jensen button right now. Of course, being a master of changeable condition. And look at Specialist. Specialist now up in the second place. Specialist in the prime position right before it goes into full intermediate conditions. But look at Red Mat through. Red Mat now up in the second place. My God, ladies and gentlemen, we have 2 more laps of racing to go. Will anyone dive into the pits? I don't know, as we are going to continue on, as the track is now, I think, completely going to be intermediates by the end of this lap.
It definitely is. Red Mat making a move. 13 lap old, hard tyres, but he's got the grip to make the move. Axelock under braking, Specialist under braking, almost loses the car. Specialist to the inside of Axelock. This is really just about survival at this stage. They're all trying to keep the cars pointing in the right direction, and Lukey has braved it. He knows he's made a mistake. Now he's just going to try something different and hope these guys all spin out, because the conditions are going to be getting worse and worse now.
Yeah, absolutely. As DRS has now been disabled on this lap, as I mentioned, and now the race is on. Lukey, he's got so much lap time to make up, but in intermediate conditions, you do lose a huge amount of time if you're on the dry compound tyres. And Lukey right now could get a nice undercut. If these guys have to pit, they're not going to pit though. They're going to stick it out on these dry tyres. That is for sure. It's the only chance that they do have of taking a potential race win, a potential podium here in tonight's race. Red Mat is getting through. He is getting clear right now of Axlock, and I think the hard tyres right now performing a little bit better than the softs in these conditions, as we are about to approach the final lap of this race. Look at that gap fly down between Miami and Lukey in the back as well. We'll keep an eye on that as we go through the final lap of the race. I do believe it's a little bit too late now for the intermediates to catch up, unless these guys absolutely go hell for leather and absolutely battle it out all the way, as Miami gets through on Jordan for P6. Big overtake, big moments here, big brake zones, big traction zones coming up for all these guys on the dry compound tyres.
Yep, absolutely, and it's all going to be about, can they pick their braking spots? You can see Red Mat struggling, Axelock struggling, and they're all trying to keep it in a straight line, and at the same time, they're fighting amongst each other, and it's the drivers on the hard compound tyre right now. Red Mat, who is in the lead, Jordan versus Miami on a track where there's not a lot of grip for these slick drivers, and Miami is moving through. Lukey is going to be gaining at a rate of not, but the question is it going to be enough? It's 14 seconds. He's going to need to gain quite a lot, and he's going to need these guys to really struggle. And they are struggling.
They absolutely are, as we go for the Delaware chicane. Miami running way too deep there. Jordan not electing to go for the move. Look at that gap, it's already down to 12 seconds. He'll fly down even more here, as it's now down to around about 10 seconds. Axlock has gone off. Specialist up in the P2. Specialist on course for a podium in this race. What about Kamke? Kamke's going to go through as well, as Axlock almost puts himself straight into the wall. Axlock going to fall down the order in this race, as Lawrence will come through in P5. And my God, ladies and gentlemen, I think big result for this man coming through. Ascari now heading down in towards Parabolica. Red Mat, huge win for him, as long as he can get through Parabolica. Let's not speak too soon. Traction can be an issue here in this corner in the dry, never mind in the wet conditions on dry tyres, as Red Mat comes through the final corner. He's going to take victory here in Monza. The Temple of Speed belongs to the Haas F1 team. Is Specialist in second place, Kamke in third, Lawrence in fourth, Axlock in fifth. Jordan will get sixth place, and Lukey does get seventh, as Miami gets eighth place. Quinn will come through in ninth, and Waits will collect that final position in 10th place. Guys, look, we did say, even though that there was only 12 drivers here tonight, the action was going to be fast and frantic, and my God, did they live up to it.
Yep, we promised you that, and there you go. You got the action, and the two drivers, for the majority of the race who battled it out for the lead, will not be on the podium, and that's how quickly you can change in one hub, and that's why you never leave till the end, because the rain came at the end, as we were predicting, and the action continued to be so exciting from the start all the way till the end, and the games now made it like nothing happened. However, there was a lot that happened.
Absolutely incredible stuff from all the drivers out there, and incredible result for that man on the top step of the podium. Red Mat closing up in the championship fight, and of course I'm actually going to give Red Mat my driver of the day, but who is your driver of the day, Omi?
Right, this is going to be a tiny bit hard. Do you have any recommendations to help out?
I would recommend potentially a Cam K. Obviously, not his fault that he ended up down the order early on, but a specialist as well would be a good shout. And Axlock as well. I mean, it was fantastic racing from him as well, but obviously that one mistake at the end might take him out of the equation for you. But yeah, I mean, Lawrence as well had a decent race. I mean, there's been a couple of drivers that have had decent races, but for me, I think Red Matt has had the best race with the fast lap as well. But running for your order real quick, here's Red Matt with the race win, Specialist in second place with Cam K in third, Lawrence in fourth with Axlock in P5. P6 goes away of Jordan Lane with Lukey in P7, Miami in P8 with Quinn in P9, and then Wace finishing in P10. The last of the finishers. Our two DNFers for tonight was Ali B and Justin. Down there, of course, crashing out the race. The fast lap of the race does go to Red Matt as well, who guessed my driver of the day. And I am going to ask Red Matt this question. Of course, big call to stay out on the hard compound tyres when it was the second safety car period, but it ended up paying off for you. Big points gained on Axlock in the championship. Is that now the momentum swing that you need to really take the fight to the Red Bull for the Drivers' Championship? That is my question to Red Matt, and of course we will get your driver of the day pick, and we will get your question as well, Omi.
I'm going to give mine to Specialist, and my question is going to be for him. Were you expecting all of that chaos that took place at the end, and when the race started, what was your initial when did you think that the rain was going to start to come in, and do you think it would have been that late? How late it actually did come?
It'll be interesting to get the answers to both of those questions, guys. Let's have a quick look at the calendar. Of course, we have just wrapped things up here in round number 7 at the Autodrome Internazionale di Monza. Of course, the Italian Grand Prix. I actually did butcher it early on. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. But in a fortnight's time, we head to the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez for the Mexican Grand Prix. That is right, guys. Next week there will be no action here in One Hub, but we'll be back in a fortnight's time for Mexico. A very different track. Well, I mean, it's a very high-speed track, but of course it does need a lot of downforce in that middle sector. Penalties are going to be one thing to keep an eye on around Mexico, as it is one of those tracks where it's so easy, especially in that fast middle sector where you're going for the S's, to pick up the track limit extensions and then pick up the warnings in the race, which lead to the 3-second time penalties. But yeah, next in a fortnight's time we head to Mexico. What are your thoughts on the Mexican Grand Prix, Omi?
I think we definitely can get really exciting racing there, so cannot wait to see how it's going to go. I think lap 1's going to be really interesting, with a long run down towards the first corner. We've seen contact, of course, there a lot in real life, especially last year. I think you'll know that about the Perez, Leclerc, and Verstappen 3-wide. We go 3-wide most of the time down in there, and I'm sure in the esports world, definitely a possibility that we'll go 3-wide as well. So lap 1's always interesting, and then a lot of DRS tactics, and a lot can happen around this circuit. And of course, especially the last lap, because I think it deserves a mention with how many last battles we've been having. One detection zone for the 2 straight. So if someone does get past down the first straight, they won't get DRS. If they're first going onto the straight and they get past, then they won't be getting DRS for the second straight. So that could mean that they lose out a lot of position. So that's why the DRS tactics are even more crucial there on the penultimate lap, let's say, of giving the position up into the stadium section. So that is all of the action that you'll be able to look forward to, and of course a lot of lap after lap changes and drivers losing positions, ending up from first down to 6, similar to what we saw today. A lot of position changes, so make sure you join us next time out.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, after Mexico in a fortnight's time, we do head to the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix for Jeddah, and then of course the sprint race at Baku for round number 10 on the 7th of April. And then of course we go to Canada for round number 11 on the 14th of April, and then the season finale in Abu Dhabi on the 21st. That is obviously as we head deep now into the second half of the season, and obviously a massive thank you to our sponsors at Next Level Racing, to Aztec, as well as Pure Sim Gear, and of course to our partners at Vespa Twin, to Elite Racing Team, and of course to Sim Grid as well, who of course provide us with the fantastic stand-ins and everything that we get to see early on. But of course, that's going to bring an end to the action here tonight in P2. Make sure you guys jump on over to the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/OneHubRacing, for the action right now in P1. They will have just about got underway and will be on the opening laps in their race, so make sure you guys jump on over. But until we come back in Mexico in a fortnight's time, I have been Michael Edwards. He has been Omicomms, and we'll catch you in a fortnight's time for the Mexico Grand Prix. Until then, guys, here's goodbye from the pair of us. Goodbye.